this is Dr. Wells with Wells Medicine, and a really interesting study just was published showing that Ozempic can have some increased effects of depression and suicidal ideation. So I had created a video earlier discussing Ozempic and Mounjaro. And we didn't really have any data then. We just had some anecdotal reports that there may be some slight increases in depression that I was seeing among my patients on Ozempic and Mounjaro. But now we have some published data showing that there can be some effects of increasing depression and suicidal ideation. These are still amazing medications. I have lots of patients who, because they need to be on Abilify or Remeron or Paxil or Zyprexa, which dramatically cause weight gain, they are successfully staying on those medications when they're really helpful for patients, but using the Ozempic or the Mounjaro to not gain 70 pounds in a year. So these can be miraculous medications, but I've also had reports of patients who just felt like the reward wasn't there anymore. The enjoyment wasn't there anymore. There was a flatness with those medications, maybe from increasing the dose from beyond the tiniest starting dose of medications, and sometimes that feeling has gone away, and they were able to continue the Ozempic and the Mounjaro just on the tinier doses, the starting doses, and still successfully maintain their weight or lose weight and, still be able to take those medications, the Zyprexa, the Remeron, the Paxil, the Abilify that were causing so much weight gain. I think that those antipsychotic, antidepressant medications can be amazing for people, but they're not going to feel great if they're on those medications and have gained 70 pounds and don't feel like themselves anymore. So I still think there's a place for the Ozempic and the Mounjaro, but now we have data showing that it can increase depression, it can increase suicidal ideation. So if you're on those medications, please know that those medications can have mood side effects, even when we think that they're only decreasing gastric emptying, increasing feelings of satiety. But part of how they're working can also be decreasing the reward of food and also maybe the reward of other things too. If you're having those side effects, let me know, let your prescribing doctor know. There are other medications that we can use for weight loss. Contrave, which is a combination of low-dose naltrexone and Wellbutrin. There are other prescription medications for weight loss that have in the past been really successful, that can be successful now, just maybe not as successful with weight loss as Mounjaro and Ozempic have been. Other medications in that family like Rybelsus, Victoza. So it's not a life sentence to be heavy or to be carrying extra weight from your antipsychotic, antidepressant medications, but rather it's something to watch out for. And, if you are having those side effects, increased depression, increased suicidal ideation since starting or since increasing your dose of Ozempic and Mounjaro, just something to have a conversation with your doctor about, and, try other medications perhaps. So thought that was useful, and the new study gives us some new information to work with, and I wanted to update the previous video that I had created with actual data and just continuing the conversation on these fascinating medicines.